Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War. Grandpa Gaming is episode 42 of our Rebel Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. As you see, we opened up on a battle here, and this is the 6th Battle of Winchester. I'm amazed there's been so few of them so far. But we are on the defensive. We're defending Kernstown, and the reason we're opening up with this battle is we caught a battle here at the end of the last episode, and in order to say, it will cause a save glitch. If you save with a battle opening up and exit the game without entering onto the battle map, it does cause a bit of wonkiness in the save files. So it's better to, if you can't fight the battle, load into the battle, save it, then exit out. Otherwise, it causes some weirdness on the campaign map. So we are fighting a 3rd Corps. I can't remember which one it is, under Reynolds. And he's bringing 32,000 infantry, 700 cavalry, and 55 guns to the fight. Against our 15,890 infantry, 788 cavalry, and 24 guns. They do outnumber us, but we do have the morale advantage right now. Their morale is only 37 to our 53. So we do have a major advantage right there. And as you can see, I am set off well back from the defense point itself, as I know the AI is going to make a beeline for this point. There's going to be a target box here the AI is going to make a beeline for. So I decided to defend behind the objective this time and let the AI kind of figure out what it wants to do. Kind of like what we did over here when we fought the last Battlefront Royal Bridge, where we defended up here along the heights outside of Winchester. So I want to give the AI more of an opportunity to figure out what it wants to do, especially with the disadvantage it's at. But as far as defenses go, we have Ewell up here on the left on the heights up here. We have French in the center. The Valley Artillery basically centered between French and Jackson on the right. With the Valley Artillery having a nice coverage of Kernstown, the objective area itself. So I expect this to be a straightforward battle. Like I said, them taking Kernstown should help their morale a little bit, but we'll see what happens. It's already 15:30. And with the morale disadvantage, they may just pull out before the end of the day. The day is going to end at 17 or 1800 as it's April 30th. But like I said, we'll see what happens. All right, it's now 1740. We're nearing the end of the day, and we do have sighting on 2 federal brigades that are pretty well strung out here, and more coming down the road. And at least one brigade's strung out. I guess they were made this one look strung out too. And it looks like they are just lost sight of them. Looks like they're going to try and spread out into some type of formation. Like I said, there's a hitbox around the objective point telling the AI come to this square. So that's where they're headed right now. So I don't expect any action for today outside of my artillery getting some free shots in. So looks like I'll be back with day 2 start. Whereas now 0600 of day 2, the Federals did start massing here around Kernstown, but their Corps commander was not up here, so they've been forced back out of the area that they did control. So we're expecting to see them very shortly here. They should be massed up like right around here.
Bring me the spyglass, Sergeant. Coffee and hardtack. Taking my belly.
Maybe they're over here. I'm seeing a lot of dust trails. All right. So it's going to be a few minutes yet before we get sighting on them and figure out what they're going to be doing. So I'll be back. All right, it's now 6:30 in the morning, and we have the Federals coming back into sight again, coming down this road here down towards Kernstown. One thing that I didn't point out is that the Federal morale did go up overnight. It's now up to 44 from the 37 it was at, but they did lose 500 men overnight to attrition to our 25. So a big hit there with the deserters. So I'm going to let them funnel into Kernstown, take the objective point, and see how we're going to take it from there. I want to try and bag as many of these Federals as possible. Even taking the objective should not raise their morale above us. Though it will make for a dirtier fight. But I'm hoping the artillery does have an effect to break the morale of some of their units, even with the understrength batteries that we do have. Most of these guys are 1 to 2 guns. It's our biggest battery of 4 guns. So, it's not going to have a great effect, though it should still have an effect on their morale. So, I'm going to let them, like I said, I'm going to let them build up. So, I'll be back. Now it's 7 a.m. and the Federals are actually coming out to attack me now that they have taken the objective. They're marching this brigade right past some of my firing lines here. Right at the Stonewall Brigade, not the best place in the world. I think they're going for my artillery division in the center, so I'm going to pull this back a bit. There's Johnston. He's right there. The order should go out really fast. Didn't do as much damage to that brigade as I expected these units to do over here with the sharpshooter perk. Wow, they're just all over the place right now. If they hold the objective, they don't have to attack us, but apparently they decided they need to. Back online a little better. And I forgot to take the charge off of the cavalry once again. It seems to be turned on every battle. The boys are not attacking at the best spot here. It's like they're coming all along my lines. I like this. Things are just hot everywhere. Looks like they might be trying to avoid Jackson's line. There we go. Wow, they were really going for Yule's division. All right, we got something for that. They're sending everything up to you. take care of that detachment. Bowen's wounded. When that happened. There goes Adams' brigade. So all that artillery they had massed up right there doing it to them. They retreated right through the Federals. Are you kidding me? How many extra casualties they take because of that crap? Looks like they're starting to issue withdrawal orders. Those withdrawal orders are definitely going out right now. There they go. Going to necessarily pursue them this time, even with the cavalry. He's going to break up this little knot that's right here in front of us. Right, we ran out of time. So, a little bloodier for me than I wanted, but I knew it was going to be bloodier considering what I did by holding back behind the objective. But it gave the AI a chance to actually try and prove itself. And it did to some extent. As you can see, Joe Reynolds here doesn't really have any experience stars on him, so he's not that really good of a commander. So we took down 4,000 of their 31,000 infantry, 200 to 700 cavalry, 35 to 60 guns, total loss of 4,300 of their 32,000 men. We lost 1,098 of our 15,890 infantry, 68 of our 788 cavalry, 0 of our guns. Total loss of 1,168 of our 16,974 men. All right, we lost one officer wounded, and that was Bowen, commander of the 1st Virginia. Which sucks because he is a capable officer, and that looks to be the only one that we did lose. All right, no viewer units in this force, so we're just going to take a look and see if we got any of their commanders. Wounded Brigadier General Scribner. Wounded Division Commander Schofield. And we captured, did a brigade surrender to us? We captured Brigadier General Campbell. Two wounded, one captured. Okay. I don't see any of these. I'm not showing any whipped out. Oh, one of the detachments whipped out, and I guess he was with the detachment. Which never makes sense to me. It's like, you'll see a commander get wounded with the detachment. Like, why the hell is the brigade commander up with the skirmishers? It doesn't make sense. But it's how the game does it. All right, get closed out here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at the 6th Battle of Winchester. 3rd Corps, I'm not sure which army, retreating in panic. The enemy's reported total casualties of 4,298 men. There are 584 killed and 771 captured. Our casualties total 1,168 men, 169 killed, 185 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 1,761 rifles and 15 guns from the field and sent 758 soldiers off to our prison camps. And it looks like they blamed this battle on a poor old colonel. Wait, is Biddle the one we captured? That would really suck. Oh, good God. All right, I'm not going to do a map overview just yet with a recap, as we're about to roll over into May, so I will do that with the May monthlies. All right, it's now May 1st, and instead of having a monthly to do for you all, we do have another battle. Not a big one, though. So we have the 1st Corps Army of the Ohio, which was reinforcing up here at Pittsburgh, is coming down a river to us before it even got its reinforcement, because this force was going up to 17,000 men. I'd just taken a look at it. So they're bringing in 6,227 men and 17 guns. That's 4,336 cavalry, 1,672 infantry, and 17 guns. Against our Army of Middle Tennessee with 13,187 infantry and 38 guns. I did pull the cavalry out of this force to take care of the Federals back here in Kentucky. I think we finally got rid of them. Not sure where they ran off to because I don't see them on the map, but they have moved off. Alright, so this shouldn't be a quick fight. And I'm not going to do what I did last time, say I'm going to take it off screen, because that one ended up being very interesting. So we're going to jump in here and kick old George Meade out again. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Marietta. We are on the Willow Garden map, and it's actually a meeting engagement, even though we did hold the town of Marietta itself. Somehow this is a meeting engagement. We're starting out fairly close to the objective, right outside the town of Willow Garden. The Federals are starting here. They may have just as large of a deployment zone as us. So my plan is to double time my infantry right up here to these heights. Not even going for the objective. We're going to double time up to these heights here and block that road. That's the only one they can use right now without cutting cross country. So we're going to be sending Buckner Senior's division and Johnson's division up there, while Kemper with the 2 regular infantry regiments are going to be going down to take the objective. But they'll be the last unit to move, as I want to get everything, keep the road clear while everybody else moves up onto the heights. And it's actually a midnight battle. This is an overnight engagement, which is very rare. So this should be interesting. Like I said, we're going to try and be defensive on this one, just block them. They don't have much to attack with, so I'm not expecting a big fight, but it's interesting that it's an overnight battle. All right, it's now going on 1 a.m. And we do have the 1st Federal side. My infantry 1st Division is just getting up onto the heights. I did double time them up here. They definitely would have not beaten this Federal force here if I hadn't double timed them. We do have the following on division starting to move at the double. I was just waiting for them to clear this fence over here before I did that. Let's just move you guys, take this objective point. I'm not too worried about getting my artillery up here, as I don't think they're going to be particularly useful in this fight. I don't even think they would make it up here in time. We'll start moving them anyway. Keep riding into us, boys. Yeah, I didn't think you'd want any of that.
Wide in the ranks. Keep your head. Get out of line. Shoot, boys. Move and shoot. Keep your head. Get out of line. Hey, Sarge, you in there yet? Indicated! Carry to the water for when the ship push up that.
Oh, George, what are you doing to your cavalry? What the hell are you boys doing? Who's in charge of that cavalry brigade? Hazen kind of explains some things. Where's your division commander? All the way back there. We got them at 400 casualties to our 2. And they're down to 28 morale. Everybody finally got those halt orders. A little late now. Yeah, I don't think the artillery is going to be up there before the fighting's over.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. Get it? Save your water for when the shooting starts. I'm about to walk right out of this boot.
Gotta get this mass uncleared before that infantry arrives. Which it did not happen. It's turning phase, boys. Turning phase. Because their division commander was nowhere nearby, orders did not go out in a timely manner. These boys should have been moving before that infantry got up the hill. Moving faster. Clear of each other if I can. Battery just took a bunch of losses because that's probably one of my stronger batteries in the entire game. This fight's already over. We're just kind of waiting for the withdrawal order for them to go out now. They're down to 26. Get this damn mess cleared up. Hell you boys doing? Get the hell out of the way. It's probably the last brigade that we actually fight. If you'd even call this a fight, but we did take a bunch of casualty here for idiotic reason. Same with the Helene artillery, just took a bunch of casualties. Yeah. A lot of casualties that were just unnecessary. Alright, that should be it. And it gives us a major victory because they did not have a lot of men in this force. And there they go. Let's just get this sped along. Nice quick fight, a lot more. We shouldn't have taken this many casualties, but that little scrunch on top of the hill just kind of ruined everything for us. So we lost 316 of our 13,186 infantry. We lost 2 of our 38 guns. We took about 50 casualties in that battery, and that's probably one of my only full-strength batteries in the entire map. Total loss of 355 of our 13,708 men. Took down 1,000 of their 4,300 infantry, 400 or 1,700 cavalry. Got 0 of their guns. Total loss of 1,400 of their 6,000 men. Alright, we didn't lose anybody wounded. Nope. We got no Veer units in this force. We're just going to see if we got any of their officers. We got 2 divisions with no troops. Those are reinforcements that hadn't arrived yet. We wounded Brigadier General Mitchell of the 4th Illinois Cavalry. And that was it. We actually hadn't even secured the objective point yet. Actually, I didn't even see what time. I think this fight was over before 2 a.m. I didn't even check the time on the map. I get closed out here and I'll see all the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at Marietta. First Corps Army Department of Ohio retreating in panic. The enemy reported suffered total casualties of 1,416 men. There were 206 killed and 239 captured. Our casualties totaled 355 men, 52 killed, 52 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 625 rifles and no guns from the field and sent 235 soldiers off to our prison camps. And poor old General Mitchell, who we wounded in the fighting, was blamed for the loss. Ooh, that sucks. I hate when I see them do that. Like I said, we did take a few more casualties in that action than we really needed to because of that little scrum on the hilltop. Oh, it is the Army of Ohio. I thought it was Department of Ohio. Got them knocked down to 4,800 men. They were going up to 17,000 men strength. They just couldn't wait. They just could not wait to get the rest of the men in that force. It would have been a more interesting fight if they had. Oh, there's the Department of Ohio, so it's a totally separate force. Okay. And they're still hanging out down here, so we're going to have to push forward and hit them. Anyway, it is May 1st, so it's time to go over to May monthlies. All right, time for the financial reports. Right here it says we're CCC+, but we're actually B-. So once again, this is not matching up. Our current liabilities are $1.4 billion, which is accurate. Current economic cycle is contraction. Wealth of our population below average and increasing. Says our revenues increased by $62 million. I'm not thinking that is accurate at all. Didn't construct any buildings in the last month, and total export volume was 932 out with 867 coming in. I got to get a tariff running on that stuff. Average core production over the last 3 months was 292 million, a change of plus 1.5. And our economy lacks coffee and iron and provisions. Same things that we're always lacking. I'm surprised we haven't caught up on the iron yet. And our stocks are still full of fish, salt, and wood. Here to finances. Our expenses have dropped by almost 100 million, but our income has dropped by almost as much or more. That doesn't make sense. So we brought in 565, spent 628. If we're still bringing in, as the weather's clearing up, it's now April and May. We should have been bringing in more money, but this is showing a reduction. There's no way in hell we have a 5% unemployment rate. There's no way in hell we got more jobs than we have people. Something's not adding. Once again, there's something not adding up. And it's a little annoying. I don't know where a lot of these expenditures are coming from either. Our expenditures should have reduced, but this might be all of our troops on the move and trying to provision them also. Upkeep has not changed much. Navy upkeep's at 15, recruitment's at 67, supplies at 36. We've dropped all of this down. So we should be earning money, not losing it, but it is what it is. It's the vagaries of this game. They really don't explain very well how a lot of this stuff works. All right, the Federals are currently working on war bonds and started building 2 more ships. Marietta Federal Armies is now at 52%. I don't know if that's accurate or not. It says they're currently defending, which is true. They're not really doing anything besides that. Looking at strategy, national morale, they're down to 32 to our 84. National support, they're at 66 to our 56. Marietta Armies, their army morale is at 49 to our 71. Men in the field, they have 299,362 in the field to our 193,949. Tonnage, they're at 275,540 to our 42,040. And battles won, they're still sitting at 16. We're now up to 124. And total casualties are 289,659 to our 94,226. Once again, I'd love to see that get over the 300,000 mark before we even break the 100,000 mark. That'd be great. And they're putting a lot of money into trade warfare that we are not. Policies. We are still working on the Conscription Act. That's going to be done by June 1st, it looks like. That's, like I said, this one took almost 200 days to complete. We've got 29.9 days left on it. And as soon as that is done, we'll be going over to the Tariff Act. I don't even know if we're going to make it that far. If you look up here, the power bar is slid. Last episode, it started around here. Now it's all the way over here. So I don't know how far we're going to get with that. All right, projects. What do we have available? Civil order, trade deals. I'm going to throw some more money into trade warfare. I think that's all I really want to do for right now. I guess we'll throw some more money into trade deals. There's really nothing much else that we kind of need out of the projects part outside of the agricultural stuff. All right. So now, since we need to recap because we're doing a monthly, it's time to go over the map. So the poor old Engineer Corps has still not made it up to Ontonagon, though they're finally almost there. It's still snow covered up here. So they're just very, very slowly making their way up there. The Indian Army is still sitting at Duluth. I'm not planning on moving them until after the snows melt. Even though we do have the railroad line here, and they can run down to us pretty quickly. I'm going to have them hold there from now until the snow finishes melting, which will probably be about mid-May. Same with the Army of Mississippi. I do plan on having, hopefully, one more big throwdown with the Army of Southwest Missouri before the campaign ends, because I would like to get them completely knocked off the map. It looks like they might still be stripping forces out of this army over here. 36,000. They did have a lot more men than 36,000, so they are stripping forces out of that. But as soon as the snows melt back a little bit more and the Indian Army is able to move, I'm going to move forward with the Army of Mississippi, have one more big throwdown here, see if we can't force them off, and then chase them down with Pike's Indian Army. The siege train is at Chicago and recovering. As soon as they're in yellow readiness, I'm going to start moving them up towards Lansing, Michigan. The Harem is currently sitting at Cleveland, but they are out of provisions and forage. Morale is still good at 62%, but if I push them on anymore, that morale is going to drop and it might be an issue. Same with the Army of Kanawha. Everybody's out of provisions. For once, ammunition's something that we're full of, but provisions is something that we are not. So I did want to push them into Wheeling, but I need their provisions to rise up a little bit. Same here with the Army of Middle Tennessee, though they do have provisions and forage. Now we've seen off the 1st Corps Army of Ohio. They're actually going to push into Grafton. I'm no longer going to be sending Army of Shenandoah to take care of that, because I feel like I kind of need them over here now. Army of Western Tennessee is still sitting at Evansville. Once again, they have no ammunition, provisions, or forage. And I would like them to push in and finish off this federal army down here, the Army of the Cumberland. They've been a thorn in our side for over a year now, and I would like to have another big... Now all their corps in one spot, I would like to have a big throwdown with them. Kentucky Cavalry Corps, which was chasing down this federal force here. Where did they go? Are they even here anymore? I'm not showing any blue in the area, so I don't know where they have retreated to. They're going to keep moving up to this crossroad where I ordered them up the last episode. I feel like they should have been there by now. It's been a few days. Maybe we'll see that federal force again. Maybe we won't. If not, I will send them off somewhere else. And the Army of Shenandoah is going to remain at Winchester, as I said, and the Army of Potomac is going to remain at Culpeper Courthouse. It looks like all the Federals are basically stacked up here at Washington. I do want to hang fire because of the food, but I'm thinking we should push on to Buffalo. Yeah, you know what? We're going to push on to Buffalo. That might prove a distraction for the federal forces in and around Washington, D.C. We're going to have you push on to Pittsburgh and have you move on Grafton. Yeah, morale's stable. You got the Department of Ohio right here, but only 7,000 men. So we're going to push in and see that corps off also. I'm not going to push the Army of Western Tennessee into the Army of the Cumberland until they actually have food and supplies, as they do have quite a few more men than us. Not all that much more. But without provisions, forage, and ammunition, it would not be a good fight for us. I don't think it'd be a good idea. The River Fleet is refitting at Cairo. Once they're ready to go again, they'll be moving once again to assault the two squadrons down here on the Mississippi River. And the Gulf Squadron is once again over here at... It's not Corpus Christi, is it? It is Corpus Christi. But they're a ways away from having their readiness back up. I don't understand why they retreated all the way back here, as there were closer ports that were not blockaded. So that is a little annoying, but I'm not going to move. I can't move them until they're at least orange or readiness. I would like to get them back into Mobile, but I think I'll hang them there until they're green and then move them to Mobile and then take on the Gulf Blockading Squadron again. It says that 8 ships, 8 disabled ships. I don't even know why it's hanging out in the region. All right, I think that covers everything for right now. Like I said, this campaign may or may not end this episode. We'll see. All right, it's now May 2nd, and we do have our next engagement here, and it is the Department of Ohio, which was hiding out here at Hillsborough. So they have 4,858 infantry, 2,200 cavalry, and 11 guns under command of Joe Hooker. Going up against our Army of Eastern Tennessee with 11,612 infantry, 3,000 cavalry, and 9 guns. So we outnumbered them in everything but guns. I don't think I've ever fought a battle at Hillsborough in Ohio before. Like I said, this has just been an odd campaign. So, let's go kick old George Hooker out of whatever red light district he has set up here at Hillsborough and go take it over ourselves. And welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Hillsborough. We are on the attack, and the Federals are defending Old Coach Trail over here. So I'm going to make this as straightforward as possible. It's already 1,400. I don't know if we're going to have an engagement today or not. So we're going to push my men down Springfield Road here, cross the plain here, and then up here along the front of Muller's Ford over here and attack down Old Coach Trail once we're in position. It's going to give them a little bit of a height advantage, though not much of one. So we should be able to see them off with a hard push right down Old Coach Trail. So I'm going to get my troops set up, get them moving, and I'll come back in once we are in contact with the Federals. All right, it's now going on 16:30 at day 1, and we do have a sighting on the Federals, and They have their flank in the air to us right now. I'm still waiting for my forces to come up. And moving down the road fairly quickly enough where I think I can launch an attack right now, starting with the cavalry, and the infantry should not be too far behind them. Artillery is actually moving fairly quickly also. They've actually managed to bypass some of my infantry. You guys marching through... Anyway, that's the... it's going to be the 3rd Attacking Division, so that does not matter. So I'm waiting for my cavalry to get their orders to move up to here for right now, and then we're going to push right into the federal flank with them. Infantry might be well on their way to them before they even get those orders, which will be a good thing. There's their orders now. All right. So as soon as the cavalry's in position, I have them dismounted and in formation to attack. I'm going to start pushing them forward. All right, it's now 1700. I'm going to start pushing my cavalry in. Got them dismounted in loose order, minus the 1 regiment. Infantry and artillery is still coming down the road. Actually, let's get you moving just a little bit faster. I would like to have this fight over before sundown. What the hell is going on here? Just push forward and start hitting them. Yeah, infantry's turning to face us. Let's push this battery out of the way. I don't know what's going on with this regiment here, the 1st CS Cavalry, but... here comes the infantry reacting. You boys come out this way. Perfect position. Man, these Federals are just magpieing into us. I love to see it. Cavalry. Don't tell me it's glitched. It's not good. Where are you? There you are. Knoxville, push in. Double boys, get in there. $17:30. We got a half hour daylight left. Let's get this over with. What the hell are you boys doing? Get in here. Those damn orders out to him now. Cavalry, clear out. Alright, they're pulling off. Alright, it's time to chase them down, get that major victory. Yep. There we go. There's a withdrawal order. We're just shy of a major victory, so we're going to chase these boys down. You got my 20% casualties. You need that 22. Stop blocking cavalry. Catch those guys at the crossing if we can. Come on, close in. What the hell's the problem? These guys get thrown into this, but that's fine. We force a surrender. I hope we can. Well, those guys got to clear that crossing real fast. They break, reform, break, reform. I hate seeing that. When they're stuck in the middle of melee, they shouldn't be reforming like that. All right, got them to 22%. There's our major victory. Too bad this brigade did not surrender to us. All right, once we're able to close in on them, that went fairly quickly. So I'm very happy with that attack. So we took down 900 of their 4,900 infantry, 650 of their 2,200 cavalry, got all 10 of their guns, total loss of 1,600 of their 7,500 men. We lost 30 of our 11,609 infantry, 508 of our 3,070 cavalry, 0 of our guns, total loss of 538 of our 14,809 men. Considering we are pushing this thing to a conclusion, I am happy with the numbers. Lose anybody? We did not. We do have one of your unit in this force, but they didn't make it into the battle as they are in Armistead's division. So we're just going to see if we got any of their officers. Ooh, we killed Doubleday. Alright. We killed one officer. Didn't wound or capture any of the others. I really thought this brigade would surrender to us. It really should have. This 1st Brigade here, Department of Ohio. You're down to 150 men. This should have surrendered to us. I'll get closed out of here and I'll see you all to the newspaper screen. Victory at Hillsborough. So even though we got the percentages for the major victory, it did not give it to us. Sadly. Battle of Hillsborough was ended with Department of Ohio retreating in panic. The Army's reportedly suffered total casualties of 1,628 men. There were 229 killed and 334 captured. Our casualties totaled 538 men, with 80 killed, 64 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 727 rifles and 5 guns from the field. Sent 327 soldiers off to our prison camps. And they blamed that loss on a poor old colonel, like they always do. So we did recite the Army of Occupation. And it looks like they are beelining towards the Army of Cumberland. So I do have the Kentucky Cavalry Corps moving into Louisville to arrest and refit before I push them on down here to Hartford. And we'll keep this army bottled up down there. Let's get this one rolled off and get these boys on the move again. Actually, where do I need you boys to go? You know what? We'll hang here. We'll see where the Department of Ohio runs off to. We may have to chase them down again. I really don't need them up here. So all my axis of advance are kind of covered right now. The boys continue to push into Wheeling. Very good. And the harem is more than halfway to Buffalo, as we did control the rail lines all the way up to Erie, Pennsylvania, so we're almost to Buffalo already. Good thing there. How's the engineer siege train looking? You guys are almost to the yellow, so I'm getting ready. Going to be moving you boys soon. It's only been 2 days. How's the weather look? Well, looks like that snow has really melted up here. So we're going to push Lee up to St. Cloud. Make sure you use the rail line, please. This way you get there with full readiness. And we'll bring the Indian Army down into St. Paul. All right, things are moving apace here. Those couple of victories didn't really shove the bar anymore in our favor, but they were small battles. But I believe we're going to end this episode here, as we had 3 engagements this episode. 6th Winchester, Marietta, and Hillsborough. So, I kind of feel like there was another fight in there, but there wasn't. It's just my mind playing tricks on me. So once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Following along in the series and enjoying it. And don't forget to bayonet that like button, butt stroke that comment section. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.